Hi there, and welcome back to the kitchen. We're going to do not cooking today. We're actually going to talk about a couple of my little freezer tips, some things you should know, and I don't think most people do. I've mentioned some of these and had people go, really? One of them is, of course, the onions. I've talked about this a couple times. I actually had a full little video on it. Onions, chop them up, size you want, and you have got something you can grab anytime, toss it in the food. I actually did this the other day. Was feeling oniony. Pulled them out, thawed them a little bit, tossed them in the frying pan, garlic, and I think I did some fresh basil. I always had the garlic. I think I did some fresh basil and just chicken, pepper, something fancy. Okay. Another thing you can freeze is cheese. This is a wonderful thing. You always have cheese. You know when they have the cheese on sale, 3 for $4 or 3 for $5 or 2 for $4, pick them up. Flatten them out. Don't squeeze them, but kind of flatten them out. Put them in your freezer. Flat. Let them freeze, and then you can stick them up in a door. You can have these at any time. This is nice because we always have cheese. If I randomly decide we need to do impossibly easy cheeseburger pie, I've got cheese. If we decide we're going to do tacos, I've got cheese. So get yourself some cheese. Like I said, let them stack up and freeze real good, but then you can just put them right in the door. So then you're all set. You've got cheese. What else? Pepperoni. See, now there you've got a good combination. I want to make pizza. Well, I don't have, yeah, you do. You have pepperoni frozen. You have cheese frozen. You can pre-cook Italian sausage. I actually showed that, I think, in the pizza video. You can cook the Italian sausage, take half of it, put it in bags, just like you do the onions, and in the freezer they go. That's just always nice to have. And then you can actually toss that with, say you want to make an omelet. Boom, you've got the sausage. Give anything you want to freeze a try, just because you never know what might happen. It might be nasty. It might be fantastic. It might be very useful for you. So, last one I want to show is broth. Now, I tend to use, when I want broth, I tend to use bouillon. Little bouillon packets. Box, doesn't really matter. I like these because they're sodium free. And what I often do is one package is supposed to do, I think 1 cup it says to mix it with. Dissolve contents of packet in 1 cup of boiling water. Number one, I never do boiling water. I do hot, but I do live in the South, so our hot water is hot. What I'll do is I'll take half a packet, put it in my half a cup, which I often use for kasha. Take the rest, roll them over, boom, bouillon. Not using the whole thing, not wasting any. But sometimes I need actual broth for something. Usually if I'm doing soup or something. So I need actual broth. Well, I end up buying 7 cans of this as opposed to 2 cans of that. Well, that's silly. Get a couple things of this, but I've got some left over. You can freeze it. I do recommend adding a little bit of water to it when you freeze it. It's a little thick and it doesn't freeze quite that well. But I mean, when I put it in here, I put like a splash of water through it, mix it with often my finger, mix it up, and we have frozen cubes. These are fantastic. If your chicken is looking a little dry when you got it in the frying pan, go grab a bouillon cube or 2, in they go. Thaws, melts, gets into the chicken, remoisturizes it. You can do this with beef broth. You can do this with chicken broth. You can do this with vegetable broth. Doesn't matter. You can freeze it. Now, why am I showing you this particular one? The reason I like this is once I get everything frozen, it's been sitting in the freezer for a little while. I take it, cover it, then I can set it up in a shelf. Because once it's frozen, it's good. I just have to come in here, pop them out, recover it, and back in it goes. The only time I've had this leak is when our freezer died. Nothing you can do about that. So, another one to pick up. So you've got some stuff you can put in the freezer. What are you going to put in your freezer? What do you need to have on hand all the time that you just don't. You guys have a good day. Subscribe if you want more of these tips. Like the video if you liked it, and shoot me a message in the comments. If you watched to the end of this, let's go with bullion. Don't worry about spelling it right. I never do. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.